Bgmc. The biblical truth lives here.
We are living in a time like no other in history, but fortunately for us, God wrote it all down in His prophecies. Find out what prophecies happened this week ripped straight from the headlines. Stay tuned for the Prophecy Headlines News Show on the Remnant's Call.
End time prophecy news. The first news story
La primera historia es esta.
sort of comes from Israel.
Como siempre viene desde Israel.
I'm going to read you these two paragraphs.
Voy a leerte esos dos párrafos.
This week, the cover story of Time magazine asked the question, is truth dead? Interestingly, it comes 51 years almost to the exact date after its cover story that asks the question, is God dead? It is inevitable that a headline like today's would follow the headline in 1966, because you can't have truth if you don't have Yehovah. When Yehovah is rejected, truth collapses in its wake, and truth is the bedrock upon which civil society rests. So when God goes, truth goes, then society goes. This is an inevitable reality of the postmodern anti-God secularist movement in America. And the collapse of truth has consequences, especially for the USA and the world. Let's see if we can do that in Spanish. Esta semana, la historia en la portada de la revista Time formuló la siguiente pregunta. ¿Está la verdad muerta? That one I couldn't get. Curiosamente, escasa 51 años, a fecha exacta que hubo en pregunta en la puerta que preguntaba, ¿está Dios muerto? Hey, I practice. Give me a second. Don't go fast. Es inevitable que un título como título, there's a little thingy there. I forgot the little thingy. Como el de hoy siguiera el título en 1966. ¿Por qué no puedes tener verdad si no tienes a Dios? Cuando Dios es rechazado, I almost got it. Rechazado, I'm thinking Hebrew. La verdad colapsa a su paso. Y la verdad es la base sobre la cual descansa la ciudad civil. Sociedad civil. Así que cuando Dios desaparece, la verdad desaparece, entonces la sociedad desaparece. It sounds Italian. Esta es la inevitable. I can't get that one. Inevitable. Realidad del movimiento secularista postmoderno anti-Dios en América. Y el colapso de las verdades tiene consecuencias. Consecuencias especialmente para los Estados Unidos y el mundo. Amen. I'm getting there. Just those long Spanish words. All right, the next news. These pictures that you're seeing here
Esta fotografía que ves aquí
is the fulfillment of end-time prophecy.
es cumpliendo una profecía antigua.
230 Ukrainian Jews leave Ukraine to come home to Israel.
Unos 230 ucranianos dejaron Ucrania para regresar a Israel. Son ucranianos judíos.
It is true. We all do have big noses.
Es real, todos tenemos narices grandes.
Look at the schnoz in that woman.
Lo que esa nariz que tiene esa
She's
mujer.
Jewish.
Es judía.
Going on to the next news story.
Próxima historia.
A new settlement was created yesterday in Israel.
Un nuevo settlement, what's that one?
A new settlement, a new apartment complex
Una nueva comunidad estuvo siendo efectuada el día de ayer
in the West Bank.
en la parte
No, in
Este.
Samaria, sorry.
Samaria.
Samaria.
en Samaria.
Okay? 40 families from Ammonia got apartments there for the first time in 25 years.
Por primera vez unas 40 familias que tuvieron
Amén.
Amona
We're going to need places to live,
tuvieron
guys.
apartamentos en más de 25 años. Tenemos lugares para vivir ahora.
Next news story.
La próxima historia es esta.
This was an interesting question asked at the United Nations this week.
Esta es una pregunta interesante que se hizo en las Naciones Unidas en esta
If
semana.
Israel is such an apartheid nation,
Israel es una sí, Israel es una ciudad una nación apartada.
the Israelis asked, where are all the Jews in your country?
Who asked?
They asked, where are all the Jews in your country?
Ellos preguntaron a Naciones Unidas, ¿dónde están los judíos en tu país?
They asked the Egyptians, the Iraqis, the Jordanians, the Kuwaitis, the Lebanese, the Libyans, the Moroccans, where are all the Jews in your country?
Todos estos países preguntaron, ¿dónde están los judíos en tu país?
If we're such an apartheid nation, why don't you have any Jews in your nation?
Si somos una nación apartada de esa forma, ¿dónde están los judíos en tu país?
Checkmate. One question, checkmate.
Eso fue un jaque mate.
Going on to the next news story about Israel.
Esa nueva historia de Israel.
Okay, at a conference this week,
En una conferencia en esta semana,
the leader, a secular Israeli minister,
el líder secular, primer ministro,
said that the Bible, not Google, gives Israel the right to be in the land.
dice que la Biblia y no Google le da las razones a Israel.
Okay? Next news story.
Esta próxima historia.
The country of Texas has made their first move.
El país de Texas.
No, it is. I'm telling you.
El país de Texas está haciendo este primer paso.
They made a trade agreement. Texas
Ellos estuvieron haciendo un tratado, un acuerdo del tratado. de
made a
Texas,
trade agreement with the Samaria region of Israel.
haciendo un acuerdo con la parte de Samaria en Israel.
That's a very big step to becoming your own country.
Esto es una parte, un gran paso para convertirse en un país independiente.
The Texas Agriculture Department made this alliance with Israel.
El Departamento de Agricultura de Texas hizo este acuerdo con Israel.
Texas.
Texas.
Next news story. Anti-Semitism story.
Noticias de antisemitismo.
The only anti-Semitism story this week.
La única noticia antisemítica de esta semana.
They did the research this past year and it finally came out.
Hicieron una
Research.
una encuesta en este año que pasó.
That every 83 seconds on social media,
Que cada 83 segundos en la media social
there's an anti-Semitic post.
publican fragmentos antisemíticos.
Every 83 seconds.
Cada 83 segundos.
So get ready, people. It's coming.
Así que prepárense, todo el mundo está por ver.
Okay? End time prophecy news. Next slide. You're going to be hated for following God's word. John 17, verse 14.
Vas a ser odiado por seguir la palabra de Dios. Juan 17:14.
This is quite an amazing news story, this next one.
Esta noticia es bien fascinante.
There you see the guy who videotaped
Aquí puedes ver el sujeto que grabó el video
Planned Parenthood,
sobre el plan familiar.
the leadership of Planned Parenthood,
El líder de plan familiar,
that they were selling body parts,
que estaban vendiendo partes humanas,
something the Nazis did.
algo que ya los nazis hicieron.
But now they've been indicted by the California the legal people.
Pero ya estuvieron siendo, ¿cómo?
They've been indicted, they've been arrested
Ellos fueron arrestados en California por hacer eso.
on 15 counts, felony counts.
por 15 cargos de criminales.
I think our president
Creo que nuestro presidente
should put this under a federal understanding
debería de poner esto en un entendimiento federal
and protect them under the whistleblower law.
y ponernos protegernos sobre esta ley.
Because then he can go arrest Obama.
Porque
Because this will go right to the top.
Porque entonces podría ir a arrestar a Obama y ir a
And then they can hang Obama for sedition.
y entonces colgar a Obama por seducción.
Because this will go right to the top.
Porque ya ahí fue
You wanna-
directamente hacia la cima.
You want to arrest these guys for telling that they're murdering children?
¿Vas a arrestar a estas personas por hablar de que estaban asesinando niños?
Next news story. This was a beautiful thing the other day.
Esto fue algo hermoso el otro día.
Vice President Pence, the Christian,
El vicepresidente dijo que los cristianos
broke the tie in the Senate the other day
fue al Senado el otro día,
for
rompió el empate en el Senado,
defunding Planned Parenthood. Amen.
quitando los fondos a Plan Familiar.
Planned Parenthood now has no money.
Ahora Plan Familiar no tiene dinero.
Each state gets to decide what they're going to do.
Cada estado debiera de decidir lo que debe de hacer.
I wonder what New Jersey's going to do.
Me sorprendería cuando New Jersey lo haría.
Next news story. In the end of days, it says in Daniel chapter 12, verse 4,
Al final de los tiempos, dice en Daniel 12:4,
there's going to be an explosion of knowledge.
va a haber una explosión de conocimiento.
This is it's a good story and an interesting story.
Es una buena noticia y también interesante.
There you see a person who is a quadriplegic.
Ahí ves una persona que es cuatripléjico.
Okay, quadriplegic means that you have a neck injury
Cuatripléjico quiere decir que tienes un problema del cuello, de la
and
columna,
nothing below your neck works.
y nada debajo de tu cuello funciona.
They're able now to put electrodes on your head
Ahora pueden colocar algo eléctrico en tu cerebro
and hook it up to a computer
y configurarlo con una computadora.
so that you can think and move your arms if you can't.
Así puedes pensar
That's
y
cool.
mover tu brazo si puedes.
That's a good and a bad story.
Es una noticia buena y también mala.
Okay, it's a good because there's a lot of people that Rebbitzin Kelly used to take care of.
Y es buena porque es como Robinson Kelly solía cuidar de esas personas.
Rebbitzin Kelly's specialty was spinal cord injury.
La especialidad de Robinson Kelly es la espina dorsal.
Okay, so this is a beautiful story, but prophecy is coming true.
Esa es una bella historia, pero también es la profecía cumpliéndose.
Going on to the next prophecy.
Vamos a la próxima profecía.
On a scale of stupid, this is a 100.
En la escala de la estupidez, esto es un 100.
Ecclesiastes 7, Kohelet 7, verse 25 says, I'm stupid.
Eclesiastés 7:25 dice soy estúpido.
Now, what's the stupid story?
¿Cuál es la historia estúpida?
Okay, in Sweden,
En Suecia,
a man was arrested
un hombre fue arrestado
because he ate pork too close to a demonically possessed Muslim.
porque comió cerdo cerca de un musulmán demoníaco.
Now, should you eat pork? No!
Ahora, ¿deberías de comer cerdo? No.
But to be arrested for eating pork?
Pero ser arrestado.
I think
por
we should
comer
arrest everybody.
Creo que debemos de arrestar a todos.
Okay? Okay, so they arrested the guy
Así que arrestaron a este sujeto
because he ate pork too close to a Muslim woman.
porque comió cerdo cerca de una musulmana.
Beyond stupid.
Sobre
Next news story. In the end of days, evil will be called good, and good will be called evil.
Al final de los tiempos, lo bueno iba a ser llamado malo y lo malo bueno.
This comes from Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20.
Esto viene de Isaías 5:20.
The first news story,
La primera historia.
for the first time in Estados Unidos, in America, for those who don't speak English,
Por primera vez en Estados Unidos,
we have a person who is neither a boy or a girl.
ya tenemos una persona que no es ni un niño ni una niña.
He doesn't want to identify as a boy or a boy anymore or a girl.
Él no quiere ser identificado ni como niño ni como niña.
So in Oregon, a pot-smoking judge
Así que en Oregón, un fumador de hierba juez
ruled that this child can now, who's 27, be genderless.
Ha juzgado de que este sujeto que tiene 27 años no tenga género.
So let's take this argument all the way to its end.
Así que vamos a tomar ese argumento hasta el final.
I am now self-identifying.
Ahora soy una persona sin
I'm going to self-identify
soy una persona sin identificación
as a 70-year-old black woman.
como 70 con 70 años
And I want my Social Security now.
y ahora quiero que mi seguro
And I want my
social-
Medicaid now, Mr. President.
ahora quiero que
And my SNAP card.
mi Medicare y mi SNAP card.
Just because I identify doesn't mean I'm going to go along with your madness.
Porque me identifique así no quiere decir que vaya junto contigo hasta el
So can I be a 70-year-old black woman now?
¿Puedo
Need a
ser
bigger
una-
hat.
¿Puedo ser una señora negra ahora de 70 años?
Or a 90-year-old Jewish man?
O una señora de 90 años.
Next story on evil will be called good and good will be called evil.
La próxima historia de lo bueno iba a ser llamado malo y lo malo bueno.
Hello? Any day now. Is it blank on your screen now?
Was
Oh, there we go. It came back again. Okay, let's get to the story. Okay, did that one, did this one. Shift F5. On the next stupid story,
en la próxima historia estúpida,
this college student was banned from giving out copies of the Constitution.
este estudiante de universidad le fue prohibido por estar entregando copias de la
He was
Constitución.
giving out the Constitution at Los Angeles Community College.
Él estuvo entregando la Constitución, una copia de ella en Los Ángeles.
Because if you don't know what's in the Constitution, you don't know the laws.
Porque si no sabe lo que está en la Constitución, no sabes la ley.
Everybody should have their copy of the Constitution.
Todos deberían tener una copia de la
I
Constitución.
actually got one from the 1800s now.
Y realmente tengo una de los 1800
And a copy of Robert's Rules.
y una copia de Robert's Rule.
Okay? There's one ugly looking dude.
Ahí está un sujeto.
He's a guy
Él es un
who
sujeto.
thinks he's a girl,
Él es un tipo que cree que es una
but he
mujer,
plays women's volleyball.
pero juega voleibol femenino.
He's a transgender male playing women's volleyball.
Él es un transgénero, un transexual jugando voleibol femenino.
And now he can go to the Olympics as a woman.
Y ahora puede ir a las Olimpiadas como mujer.
Of course you're going to win. You have more muscles, you twit.
Claro que gana.
Duh.
Tienes más músculo. Ridículo.
Just because, I mean, grow your mustache. Look,
Deja que eres tú.
you better start shaving. Oh, I feel like a girl today. This is all happening in Hawaii.
Todo eso está ocurriendo.
Don't worry, they're all going to be dead from radiation poisoning soon anyway.
No te preocupes, vas a morir de radiación. Anyways.
Wait, you got to wait. Now, that's being called good.
Eso se le ha llamado bueno.
This is being called good.
A esto se le ha llamado bueno.
This 16-year-old girl,
Esa niña de 16 años,
she was having sex.
ella estuvo teniendo relaciones
And when you
sexuales.
have sex, sometimes you get pregnant.
Y cuando tienes relaciones a veces te embarazas.
So she got pregnant.
Así que se embarazó.
She had the baby
Ella tuvo el niño
at her house
en la casa
and threw it out the window.
y lo lanzó por la ventana.
Not the first floor, the second floor.
No del primer piso, sino del segundo piso.
So does she get locked up for the rest of her life for murder?
Así que puede ser ella encarcelada por el resto de su vida por
The
asesinato.
baby's dead.
El niño está muerto
She gets probation.
y le dieron probatoria.
She has to live in a group home.
Ahora tiene que vivir en una casa grupal.
She has to go for therapy.
Ahora tiene que ir a terapia.
And they deactivated her Facebook.
Y activaron nuevamente su Facebook.
And you're telling me I'm bad for preaching the laws of God.
Y me han dicho que soy malo por predicar la palabra de
Was
Dios.
Isaiah not right?
¿No estaba
Michael.
correcto Isaías?
Sit up. I'm going to make you stand up in a minute. Evil will be called good in the end of days.
Al final de los tiempos lo malo iba a ser llamado bueno.
Next news story. The Sodomites, Romans chapter 1, verse 24.
Los sodomitas, Romanos 1:24.
Going on to the news story. I wonder why the gays are not up in arms about this story.
Me sorprende que los homosexuales no abran sus brazos para esa historia.
In Mosul, they stoned to death a homosexual.
En Mosul apedrearon a muerte a un homosexual.
Where's the LGBTEIEIO now?
¿Dónde está la?
Where are they? Why aren't they saying anything?
¿Dónde está esa asociación que defiende a los homosexuales? ¿Por qué no dijeron nada?
They put it on Facebook.
Y han puesto esto en Facebook.
They put it on YouTube.
Lo pusieron en YouTube.
Stoning this little homosexual guy to death.
Apedrearon a ese homosexual hasta la muerte.
Where's Obama?
¿Dónde está Obama?
Where's Obama? Why aren't you standing up for your people?
¿Dónde está Obama? ¿Por qué no te paras por tu gente?
He's on vacation in Hawaii.
Está en vacaciones en Hawái.
Deuteronomy 28.
Deuteronomio 28.
Verse 49 and 50 talks about Islam.
Verso 49 y 50 habla del Islam.
In Florida,
En la Florida,
a Muslim professor at a college
un profesor musulmán de una universidad
said that the crucifixion of Jesus was a hoax and the disciples did not believe in God.
Dice que la crucifixión de Jesús fue inventado por...
And Muhammad was a pedophile and died from syphilis.
Y Mahoma fue un pedófilo y murió de sífilis.
Checkmate.
Jaque mate.
Okay? Yeah, there's more evidence about Messiah's crucifixion than any other event in the world, you clown.
Sí, toda la evidencia, hay más evidencia de que realmente el Mesías murió y resucitó por nosotros.
And then the student got suspended from college.
Y what happened?
The student got suspended from college
Y los estudiantes fueron suspendidos de la universidad
because he told the teacher she was wrong.
porque el estudiante le dijo al profesor que estaba equivocado.
Next story on Islam.
La próxima historia del Islam.
In Germany,
En Alemania,
Muslim migrant smashes cyclist's head with a hammer.
el musulmán aplastó la cabeza de
Okay,
un
and
inmigrante con un martillo.
they said it was mental illness.
Dijeron que era problema
Yeah, mental illness called Islam.
Sí, el problema mental se llama Islam.
It's a sickness, it's a disease, and we need to eradicate it.
Es una enfermedad, es un problema que debemos de erradicar. ¿Y cómo?
Next news story on Islam.
La próxima historia del Islam.
Remember a couple of weeks ago, the guy ran his car into everybody?
¿Recuerdan hace unas semanas el sujeto manejando?
Well, there was another one
Hubo otro que manejaba
this past week.
esta semana pasada.
4 teens plowed their car into a whole bunch of pedestrians, but that didn't really make the news.
Y se estrelló en los pedestres, en los que caminaban en la acera, pero eso no hicieron la noticia.
Because the governments are trying to hide how evil Islam is.
Porque el gobierno intenta de esconder qué tan demoníaco es el Islam.
Next news story, war.
Esta próxima historia, las guerras.
Here in Poland, NATO is sending a whole bunch of troops to the Russian border.
Polonia, el NATO de Polonia envió tropas a la frontera con Rusia.
We're this close to war, everybody. I highly suggest being prepared.
Yo les sugiero a ustedes que estén preparados.
The Russians are doing a lot of things around the globe.
Los rusos estuvieron haciendo mucho, o están haciendo alrededor
Kim
del mundo.
Jong-un is a fat, what did John McCain call him?
John McCain.
John McCain called Kim Jong-un a fat little crazy kid. And he's got nuclear weapons.
Y tienen ellos armas nucleares.
Okay? So I would have extra food in my house.
Yo, siendo ustedes, tuviera comida extra en mi casa.
Okay? That doesn't have leavening in it right now.
Que no tenga levadura ahora en este tiempo.
If you don't own a firearm, I would get one.
Si no tienes armas de fuego, deberías de conseguir.
And the Torah says you can defend yourself.
Y la Torah dice que que puedes protegerte.
War is on the horizon.
La guerra está al horizonte.
Next news story, earthquakes.
Terremotos.
Here in Russia,
Aquí en Rusia,
that volcano that has been dormant for 248 years
un volcán que estuvo durmiendo de hace 248 años
came back to life.
volvió a la vida.
And it sent ash 2,156 meters into the air.
Y la columna de cenizas que tuvo tirando desde 2.159 metros.
Look at all look at all that going into the air.
Miren toda esa ceniza en el aire.
Volcanoes are amazing things that God does.
Los volcanes son algo impresionante que el Señor hizo.
All right, I think that's the last news story.
Esa es la última historia.
There were 124 of you that viewed the service last week.
Ustedes que tuvieron el servicio la semana pasada.
Hit the doggone donate button.
Shalom. My name is Messianic Rabbi Andrew Dinnerman, and I invite you to come to visit our congregation. If you are in the tri-state area, come out and visit with us on Shabbat. We are a congregation of Jews and Gentiles, living as one in the Messiah Yeshua. Bgmc is a place of true worship. The focus never wanders from the Hebraic roots of our faith. Beth Goyim is rooted in the Word of God from Bereshit through to the book of Revelation. Messiah's strong words against man-made tradition are carefully recorded in Matthew 7. That is the reason we only follow the straight-up instructions found in Scripture. Truly, the way, the truth, and the life. If you're looking for a deeper walk with Adonai, come out for our Tuesday evening Bible study called Messianic Torah Time. Come, spend a day with us on any Shabbat. We start at 11 a.m. with the sound of the ancient Hebrew shofar. Next, we offer our King praise and worship in English, Hebrew, and Spanish. After worship, we review the headlines in the previous week's news from around the globe, especially news from the Holy Land, Israel. We don't just list the news headlines as current events, but we comb through the scriptures, searching for clues to understand what they mean and then to help pinpoint prophetically our current position on Adonai's clock. After digesting all that modern information, we leave the world behind as we journey with our Adonai deep into His eternal Word, not with just 1 or 2 scriptures, but usually 7 or more scriptures. The spiritual nourishment and the richness of His kingdom become accessible to the ones who share this special time and seek them out. The day does not end there. Because Shabbat is so special to Him, there is always so much more that our King desires to share. So instead of separating and leaving, we stay together as a family for potluck lunch and an afternoon study of our King's Word. We close the Shabbat together with the reading of the new week's parashah. That's the Torah portion. Even after those blessings, many of us just can't get enough. So the members bring prepared homemade foods to share while we all enjoy an uplifting movie together. If all that information is not quite enough, you can check out our website where you will find over 200 video teachings and biblical holy day studies. Under Messianic Torah Time, the Hebrew Roots button, you'll discover free studies on many, many different topics, including PowerPoint slide presentations. If Beth Goyim sounds like a place you'd love to visit, but you live outside the tri-state area, there is still a way to connect with us. We stream live on the internet on Tuesday, Thursday, and Shabbat. The website is www.bethgoyim.org. That's BETHGOYIM.org. Our phone number is 973-338-7800 or 978-2-YESHUA. That's 978, the number 2, Yeshua. Shalom.